Welcome to the Hatewatchers Podcast. We've missed you guys. I'm your host, DKane. This is my co-host, RazorATX.
What's up, guys?
And we have Alinity joining us, as you guys can already tell.
Hello. Very happy to be here.
What you guys missed was I was just asking Alinity how she got into streaming, just kind of like what got her started, what motivated her, things like that.
Okay, so the TLDR is I was a WoW degen for a while. I raided in a guild, and in 2012, someone in my guild linked a stream onto guild chat. I clicked on it, and it was Rectful, and it was Twitch. And I looked at Twitch, and I was browsing through Twitch, and I was like, there's not a single girl on this platform. It took me a lot of scrolling to find the first girl that I saw. And I was like, this looks kind of fun. I should do this.
Do you remember who it was?
It was a girl. She doesn't stream anymore. It was some girl that played mage. She does not play anymore. And I just looked it up, and I think I looked into how to stream and like how to download streaming, and I think it was Towley that had some guides on like how to do OBS and stuff. And I used my first check from my student loan to buy myself a computer.
Nice.
I fixed a few things that I needed in my
Wait,
PC.
you used a student loan to buy a streaming computer?
Yes.
Fuck the system.
It was gonna be for like books and rent and stuff. I did have another job, but I started streaming just for fun. My first stream was on the 25th of December of 2012 because I had nobody else to be with other than Twitch chat.
So on these, I guess, tutorial videos that you watched of Towley's, did it say how to not mess up your sound at the beginning of the stream?
There might have been something about sound, yes.
All right, and also I'm curious, what when you were a WoW degen,
just next time you can just do like a local recording and make sure that everything works right before you go live.
It's probably this dude. I'm telling you, he messed it up somehow.
Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
When you were playing WoW, what did you play? What did you main?
I played a Shadow Priest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were actually pretty good. We were US 50 back in like Wrath, end of Wrath. We killed the Heroic Lich King before the patch. We actually farmed Invincible a little bit. It looks like half our guild had Invincible because it was like guaranteed drop at the time. We were good. Like we kind of fell off after Wrath, but yeah, we're good at the time. When I started streaming, it was in Pandaria, and I was streaming like Throne of Thunder, a raid. So that's kind of how I started.
Mists of Pandaria?
Yeah.
That was my least favorite expansion. Did you play during Vanilla?
No, I didn't. I started in BC.
BC was a good expansion. I started playing in Vanilla, and then BC came out. It actually was pissed because all my gear went to shit. So, but it was a great expansion overall.
I think Wrath was the best, but
I agree.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah.
What was your favorite raid, or did you mainly PvE or PvP?
Ulduar.
Ulduar? Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Ulduar. I think Ulduar was the best raid that has ever existed in World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and so as a Shadow Priest, do you remember like your favorite gear set, I guess, like the way it looked?
Okay, so I played a Holy Paladin up until Icecrown Citadel, and then during Icecrown Citadel, I switched to Shadow Priest.
Got it. Okay.
So my favorite gear set, I don't know. Nah, not really.
And when you started streaming, you were kind of just mostly doing WoW?
Yep, I was doing like just WoW. I think like the WoW category back in the day was almost like the just chatting section in a way, because there wasn't a just chatting section. And the rules of Twitch said that you had to have gameplay at all times on screen.
Like running around Dalaran and just talking.
Yes.
Got it.
So what a lot of people did when they wanted to do like just chatting and chilling was they went on WoW and they just kind of like had a tiny screen with the game and then like themselves in full screen. So it became like the social streaming game, I guess.
I remember that because I remember I was like right around when I actually first like met Mitch and the whole Dalaran meme was going on, and he would just literally stream himself just running around. But it actually made for good content. So yeah, you're pretty much right. I feel like that was kind of the start of.
Yeah, I think WoW and RuneScape, right, were the two like, yeah. just chatting section.
Did you ever play RuneScape?
No.
I haven't either.
You know, I used to think, because the first time that I heard about RuneScape, I lived in Colombia, and I thought it was Run Escape.
Run Escape?
Like Run Escape.
That actually? Okay,
So-
I can see that.
So I would call it Run Escape.
What did you think the game was about?
Well, I had a friend that played it, and he called it Run Escape too. So
And he played it.
he played the game. Yeah, but this is in Colombia. Like, we speak Spanish, right? So Run Escape.
When you started streaming, were you in Colombia or?
Yeah, no, I know. When I started playing WoW, I was in Colombia, but I didn't start streaming until I was in Canada when I started streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that actually brings me to the whole, I guess, boyfriend that you had in Canada. And
Oh,
there
God.
was like some.
Okay. Yes, we met in WoW.
That's how you met.
Yes, he was the shadow priest I ended up playing afterwards.
So you met him in WoW, and you guys got together.
So
and
we
then,
met. Okay, so I joined his guild. It was like one of the first raiding guilds I joined before the good guild.
Was
I
it
was in.
his guild?
No, it wasn't. It was his roommate's guild.
Oh.
So he was an officer in the guild. He had a position of power. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he was in the position of power.
Do you think he used that position of power to get with you?
I'd rather not answer this question. So
Was he on the loot council?
maybe he totally was, but no, I think we started talking a lot because I don't know if you remember the Isle called on us. There was
what?
like the Isle.
Dailies.
Oh
Yeah, the dailies, right? I played a holy paladin at the time, and I was having this freaking rogue that was like, ooh, I got louder. I had this rogue that was camping me, and I had such a hard time like killing mobs and doing my dailies alone as holy paladin at the time. And I was complaining about it in guild chat, and he was like, oh, I can go help you. And so we started bonding over that. Like, we would do our dailies together every single day.
Nice.
And then like we started talking and talking more. And I don't know how it happened, but he was just like, I want to come visit you in Colombia. And I was like, sure. And so he went to Colombia and he visited me for like a whole year. He would come every like 2 months and he would stay for 2 weeks.
I thought you meant he stayed for a whole year. I was like,
No. But for a whole year, he would like go back and forth and back and forth. And like when he was in Colombia, he would like bring his laptop and like we'd raid together.
that sounds dope, actually.
Yeah. And I was in medical school when I met him, but I eventually ended up dropping out of medical school so I could play World of Warcraft all day. So yeah, so that's kind of how we met. After like a year, he proposed to me and I said yes. My mom was like, you totally need to do this, Natalia. She was like, I think my mom was at a point where she was so disappointed at me from dropping out of school and doing nothing else that when he proposed, he was like, you're doing this. Like, you're going to Canada and you're getting out of my house. I don't want to keep like taking care of you. So
Do you think that your mom wanted you to say yes so you could come to the States, or do you think she wanted you to say yes just so you had a boyfriend?
Canada.
Or, I mean,
Canada.
sorry, I meant Canada.
I think she wanted me to stop playing World of Warcraft 24/7.
And she
that's
thought
all I
that
did.
moving in with a guy in Canada that played World of Warcraft every day would help.
I don't know. I think she just didn't want to have to see it anymore.
Okay.
I was
that's
very
fair.
happy with him. Like
Yeah.
like, things were really good up until the moment that he decided to quit WoW. Because after we got married, so we got married in Colombia, and he tried to stay in Colombia with me because we had a really hard time getting me like a visa to go to Canada. We initially thought, we just do like a student visa, but then I had some issues. It did not get approved. And so he was like, you know what? I'm going to Colombia. I tried getting him, a teaching position at the school that I went to, because I went to a bilingual school in Colombia. And it didn't work. It was hard getting a job. Eventually, he like went into debt from like going to Colombia so much. He wasn't rich or anything. And he went to Canada, and that's when we started doing like the sponsorship for me to go to Canada.
Right.
And during that time, at some point, he used to work at a big like chain restaurant that has like bar, like it's kind of like fine dining bar-ish type thing. And he decided that he wanted to quit WoW so he could go out more with his friends from work. And that's kind of when everything went to shit, because we stopped really like playing WoW together all day and hanging out together all day. And he was going out with these girls. And the second that all these bitches found out he was married, they were like all trying to fuck him.
Wait, why is that?
I don't know. It was crazy. Like he was a WoW nerd. Nobody wanted him.
But
and then he gets married,
to you.
Yes, to me.
Yes. So
and then all these girls just want him.
is it? That's what I'm asking you. Maybe you just don't know, but that seems to actually be like I've seen a lot of girls that happens. Like a guy will get married to like a really good looking girl, and then he's way more wanted than when he's single. Any idea why that is?
I don't. Maybe like other females assume that he's like a high quality man because
like a big dick.
Like got a big dick.
Yeah.
You think it's about the dick
Or money. Dick or money.
He was Asian. I should have said that. Is that no, but he did have nice. It was
Whiskey.
not bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was great. It was great.
Nice.
I do know there's a girl that offered him a blowjob, so maybe they wanted to find out.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think it might have something to do with like they see him with a girl that's, you know, good looking like yourself, and then they're like, oh, he's got to have something, right? He's either got to have money, the giant dick, he's good in bed, like so. I feel like that might be. I don't know this, but I feel like that might be the reason that happens.
So timeline wise, he was visiting you in Colombia back during like, let's see, Wrath of the Lich King era.
Yeah, it was the end of Wrath.
So that's like what 2010-ish?
Wait, it was like middle of no. Okay. The first time he visited me in Colombia was still Burning Crusade. The timeline that he quit was actually at the same time that I switched from playing my Holy Paladin to the Shadow Priest.
Oh,
because that was his Shadow Priest.
You took over his.
I took over the Shadow Priest.
Which character did you like playing better?
The Shadow Priest.
I
actually kept playing Shadow. I wanted to switch to Shadow Priest for a very, very long time, but I was like the main Holy Paladin healer in the guild, and they did not let me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I played WoW, my best friend was Shadow Priest, and I was Mage, and my other friend was a Rogue, and it was the best combo.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a good combo.
Was he supportive when you started streaming?
Oh, we were divorced.
Oh, you were already divorced by the time.
I was divorced by the time we got.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
wait, you were divorced when you started streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I got divorced. So I got to Canada in 2010, and I got divorced in like October of 2012, and I started streaming in December of 2012. I was very lonely. Like I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any friends, any family, nobody in Canada.
Right.
So for me, streaming was like I needed streaming in my life.
So after you saying that, how has that kind of, I guess, progressed? Do you have a lot more friends in Canada now, or were most of your friends that you kind of just like met online, or like how did it?
I ended up in Saskatchewan.
And what?
Saskatchewan.
Is that like a place?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like the North Dakota of Canada.
Yeah.
It's very cold and there's not a lot to do. I made like 2 friends in college, and I kind of like, well, they hated each other. So I didn't have a lot of friends. It was just those 2 girls, and I couldn't hang out with both of them at the same time.
Wait, why not?
Because they hated, well, one of them decided one day that she hated her, the other one. But
Whiskey, dude. You gotta chill, bro.
Anyway, not a lot of friends. No.
Yeah, but it seems like you have a lot of friends online.
Yeah.
It seems like so.
I have more friends here in Texas than I do in Canada.
Did you start going to conventions and stuff right away, like when you first started Twitch, to meet the people that you knew online?
Yeah. Okay. So I started streaming in December 2012, but I was going to college at the same time, and I didn't. Back in the day, like being an influencer wasn't really a thing.
Right.
Like it was fairly new, and I didn't know where streaming was headed. Like I didn't know if it was headed anywhere, if it was just like a temporary thing. So up until like 2014, I was like a little unsure of if I wanted to stay in nursing school or not. So I streamed part-time for those 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was in like November of 2014 that I was like, okay, I'm going full time now.
Mm-hmm. Right. So where streaming's at now, would you have ever expected it to be the way it is, even when you were streaming back then?
Like I streamed for fun.
Right. Yeah.
Like I didn't stream for money initially. Like
I feel like when it first started, that's what everyone did.
It was
like
just for fun.
Like social interaction, fun type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what it's become is absurd, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I know, like, when my brother started streaming, my parents, like, were so mad that he dropped out of school and stuff. But little did we know this guy was making, like, $50,000 in, like, one donation. And we didn't believe him until he showed us. And it just kind of blew our minds, and it didn't make sense, you know? Like, making a living playing video games, streaming. It just, back then, it didn't make sense. But I'm happy where it's at.
When did you feel like it started to change? Like, where you started to see it as a career?
Okay, so when I decided to go full-time streaming, it was because something happened in my college and I wasn't like happy with my school. So I was like, I'm gonna give this a chance, but I was still not sure. I feel like it wasn't until like 2016 that I was like, okay, like this is going somewhere. This is gonna be a career that at least I'm gonna be able to do for the next 10 years.
Was there like a specific kind of moment or stream or like when you like realized that?
I think it was when I saw other streamers that were like quitting school. I feel like everyone at the time had like a plan B, and I started seeing a lot of like my friends, like my streaming friends that I knew that were like still in college, and they were like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, and like if all fails, I'll go back to college. And I was like, okay, other people are in the same boat as me, and other people are probably smarter than me, so I guess this is the right way to go.
I think you made the right decision for sure.
Same.
I feel like, you know, it's like younger kids these days, like you ask most of them what they want to be, they say a YouTuber or a streamer, and it's like an astounding amount of kids that's what they want to be. So it just so happened to be like that new career path that the younger generation is striving after.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
Okay, when I was really young, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Oh, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
But at some point down the road, I realized as a marine biologist in Colombia, I was just not going to make it. So I was like, okay, I'll go into like business because my mom had a business. My dad was a lawyer. And I thought about business up until like the last year of high school where I was like, I want to go into medical school.
Yeah.
And I studied really hard for our version of the SATs, and I got a really, really, really good grade, and I was able to get straight into medical school in Colombia.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Colombia?
You want to open that can of worms? Because we're going to talk about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in Colombia in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So like cartels, guerrillas, and I'm not talking about monkeys.
Yeah.
Like guerrilla warfare.
Were you near a city or are you more...
So my dad and my mom bought a house outside the city, and they ended up building a military like base between the city and us.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. And it was city, military base, us, jungle. And the guerrillas decided to inhabit part of that area. So we were between the guerrilla and the military base. It was fun times.
That's like the worst place you can be. Did you like see any warfare?
Yeah, there's a lot actually. There's a lot of. I didn't get to like see it directly, but
Right.
you would see the helicopters going up and down the hill.
Did you ever hear gunshots?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
bombs and stuff. And the guerrillas, they send like notices to the people that lived, because we lived in like a close gated community, but it was like a whole like giant mountain. Where it was like
Wow.
it was like really, really nice homes too. Like it was a really nice area. And so they told us, they're like, hey, if you guys hear like gunshots at night or like bombs or something, you have to turn the lights on in the house so we know there's a house there, so like nobody shoots in your direction.
And that's the guerrillas that said that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So whenever there was shots at night, we had to wake up midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., turn the lights on, like
That's
all the lights on.
That's pretty cool that they at least gave you like, you know, the heads up.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
wouldn't
so
even
cool.
expect that. And correct me if I'm wrong, my history is not great, but wasn't like the guerrillas or guerrilla warfare, like the way it started, it's like the tactic was going to attack, running away, going to attack, run away. So like being in between that, wouldn't that get messy?
It was. So
Is that? I don't know if that's right.
There is different. There are like paramilitary groups, and there is different them. There is the M16, M19, M16. There's the ELN, and there's the FARC. The FARC was like the really, really, really bad one, and they would like kidnap people and like take them to the jungle, and it was insane. Like it was crazy. I had a lot of people that were like friends of us that we knew that knew someone like. There's a lot of people that were kidnapped.
Yeah, that's crazy.
During like 90s and 2000s.
What about like going to school? Like, did you feel safe when you went to school? And
well, see, that was the other thing because I went to a really good school in Colombia. That was a bilingual school, and my school was one of the only good schools that didn't do background checks on the parents. So then a lot of the kids that I went to school with that were the sons and daughters of narcos.
Right.
So there's also that. So there's those two elements of growing up in Colombia in the 90s and early 2000s was guerrilla and narcos.
They probably had a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So I guess that's one of the reasons you would have wanted to get out of there. But like, about how old were you when, like, I guess there was like the peak warfare, like you saw the most, or things were going the craziest around? Like, how old were you?
Well, there were like different types of things. So when I was really, really, really young, when I was a baby was when Pablo happened.
Yeah.
That was really bad. He was putting bombs in cars, and he was putting bombs in malls, airplanes. He like took down a plane. And it was on the news all the time. There's a particular year where I remember that we couldn't go to the mall to buy Christmas presents because there's so many bomb threats that we were worried about buying presents that year. So that year there's no Christmas presents, and that was just for a baby. I think it was like 2 or 3 years old. That was very, very sad. So I knew him as the bad man.
The bad man.
The bad man.
That's what you called him? The bad man?
Yeah, my mom called him the bad man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, the bad man did this, the bad man did that. And I was like, okay, the bad man this, the bad man that. And I remember when my mom told me, she's like, Natalia, the bad man is dead. And I was like, yes! The bad man died.
Does it upset you at all, like how, I guess, like TV and like certain shows have kind of glorified him?
Yeah, a little. Yeah. It was I understand why. Like, I understand that from like a perspective of someone that didn't grow up having to deal with the consequences of those things, it would be something cool, like, oh, this guy was so rich and he did so much crazy shit.
Right.
But he took a lot of lives with him, like a lot of innocent lives.
Right.
And it was scary. Like, he created a lot of fear within people in Colombia because he became so unpredictable that like people didn't know what he was going to do next.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to me. It feels like a lot of the times we're actually like glorifying people that have done horrible things for some reason, and it's not like we're just saying, oh, they're great people. Like, we're kind of just
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're showing like kind of what they did. And it's not glorifying them, but for some reason, other people are like, "That's awesome."
Which is like it's just interesting, right? To know like how does that happen because it's so different from us,
right?
Right? Like you can't imagine how a person would like kill people and eat them. So we're so interested in like it's like a morbid curiosity almost for that.
Yeah, I can't even lie. I watched it.
Same.
Yeah, so
and it was hella interesting.
It was
crazy in a very gross way, but I love crime because of that, because I cannot imagine myself doing something like that.
I'm also real big into horror, so that's another thing.
Same.
But, yeah.
My favorite movies are the Saw movies.
Oh, those are good movies.
I love the Saw movies.
To me, they're good because they're really gory, but that's not why they're good. They're good because of like the story and the way they've set it up. And just exactly, yeah, great movies. But yeah, I'm pretty much into all horror movies. What would be your favorite genre movie then? Horror?
I think like psychological thrillers. Like any movie that like you don't know what's going on. Like if a movie keeps me guessing, like what the heck is going on in this movie, that's a good movie.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, I really liked Memento.
Oh, that's a good one.
oh, you should. It's a really good movie.
Say Memento?
Memento. It was really, it's an old, I think it's from 2006. So I guess it's considered an old movie now. But I think, yeah, it'll probably be Memento. There's a lot of good movies, but I think like that's what started me in like the like psychological thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So talked about Colombia, talked about Canada. When you, I guess, first came to Austin, why don't you, I guess, tell us a little bit about that experience and kind of how that happened?
Yeah. So I kind of kept to myself a lot the last like few years after like all the drama and stuff. And I'm sure we're going to talk about the drama after. But I was like scared for my life a lot. Like when all that stuff, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay in Saskatchewan, you know, like nobody's here. I'm just me, my dogs, my house, happy life, Saskatchewan, just me. So I kept to myself for a long time. And then Mizkif started like inviting me to stuff, and I started like doing stuff with Miz. And one day he was like, "Why don't you come over?" And I was like, "Sure, dude." Like, you know, COVID restrictions just came up, and I just got my second vaccine, so like I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it was so different. Like I didn't realize how isolated I had been for so long. Like I lived 12 years in Saskatchewan. I mean, like that's crazy.
Yeah, just isolated, basically.
And
you had like 2 friends.
Yeah, I would go out maybe like I would interact with other people other than my roommate maybe like once a month.
Was it a little overwhelming because you come to Austin and there's so many people here?
Yeah,
you know?
But in a good way. It was overwhelming. Like I didn't realize how much of an extrovert I was, and like being around other people, it gives me so much energy that I didn't realize how deprived of all that it was. So I initially came here, and I was gonna say 2 weeks, and I ended up staying 2 months, and then I went back to Canada. And I went back to my house, and I was really happy to be like back with my dogs. I had missed them. And then I like started streaming. And then I was like, oh my God, I feel so depressed. Like I need people right now. And then I was like watching Code Miko. She was streaming. She was in Mexico. And she's like, you should come. And I was like, okay, I'm booking my plane right now. Like I'm going. It was like, it was the weirdest thing ever. She's like, oh, you should come. And I was like, okay, booking my flight right now. Like, are you guys sure? She's like, sure. And I was in Mexico the next day. And so I went to Mexico for like a week, went back to Saskatchewan. And then Espen was like, hey, like there's an OTK event if you want to come. It's in like 2 weeks. And I was like, sure. Came back to Austin, and I didn't leave.
I mean, I don't blame you. I think it's been, you know, I've lived here my whole life, but people have started moving here, and I feel like it's been a good time. So I definitely don't blame you. I feel like, also, do you remember the first time we met? I don't remember the exact first time
we met.
I remember meeting you multiple times. I just don't remember like the actual first time, but I do remember thinking like you were like way more outgoing than I expected even, I guess.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I don't know why. I thought like maybe like on stream, maybe you exaggerated how outgoing you were a little bit. But when I met you, I was like, oh, no, he's really out there like that. And I thought it was cool.
Out there, like, yeah. I tone myself down a lot when I'm like around other people because like I can be a lot.
You did not tone it down in front of me. So, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually, it's great. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at like how outgoing and like energetic and sociable, I guess you were.
Yeah.
And I guess the time I'm thinking about, we went to a bar.
Oh, with Danny. Yeah. That was it. Oh, that was fun.
It was.
That was
a lot
fun
of
night.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the first time we met. But
that was like the second time we met. I feel like we met at some party, and then that night was like the first night that we actually like talked.
Right. Yeah. That would make sense.
And that's when I thought that you were Ryan.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, my God. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you kept calling me Ryan. Actually, were you calling me Ryan or were you calling me BJP?
No, I was calling you Ryan. Because so this one time I talked to Chance and he was like, oh, yeah, Ryan. So I just knew he had a brother that was called Ryan. And I didn't know that he had multiple brothers. So when I met you and they're like, oh, yeah, that's Chance's brother. I was like, oh, that's Ryan. You know, like, and in my mind, it just got engraved that you were Ryan.
I think you called me that multiple times, and at a certain point, you kind of just did it for fun, and I thought it was hilarious. So,
Yeah.
So coming to Austin, what would you say has been your best experience here, or like maybe best stream, just kind of your best memory that you've made so far in Austin?
Best memory in Austin,
or first thing that comes to mind?
Just like hanging out at Mrs. House.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone was so nice to me and so welcoming. The parties.
Yeah, they're great.
I feel like my favorite party was probably like Space Boy's birthday party.
That was a good one.
that.
I don't know if you guys remember, but there is a cake, and the cake ended up in Space Boy's face. And it's funny because I live now in that house, and I actually had to clean that cake from that wall a year after I had put it there.
That's the most streamer house thing.
Hold on. You had to clean the cake off the wall a year later?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. Do you mean that cake was on the wall?
Okay, it got cleaned, but it didn't like get cleaned.
Right.
So a year later, you know, like I was living with Kyuko, and then she got a house, and like she was hanging out with Lakari a lot, and I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna give these two some space. And at the time, Spaceboy had just moved back to LA.
I miss Space Boy.
Yeah, I miss him too.
Yeah.
And Sierra's like, why don't you like move in here? Like you'll have to figure out what's going on up there. And so I was like, okay. So I told Sierra, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna clean this house. Cause it was a streamer house.
Yeah.
So I spent like 3 days cleaning that house, and I was like, what the heck is going on with this wall? Like there's some stuff in this wall. I don't understand what happened to this wall. And then the memories started coming back to me, and I was like, oh, the cake in the wall. And there was still like residue of the actual cake in the wall.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
What kind of, was it just like regular
It was just like
drywall, or like was it like?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
And it just, okay. That's
it was
crazy.
like, it was the cream of the cake, like the frosting. So it was just grease.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So you'd already mentioned it. We're obviously going to talk about it a little bit.
There's
but
still like a shade there where the cake was. Like to this date, I couldn't get it all out.
I wonder how you would even get that out.
I think you have to like repaint.
Or just redo the whole wall.
Like the grease that had like seeped into the paint.
Right.
So yeah.
Obviously, you did mention that we were going to talk about this earlier, but about all the drama, we're just going to keep it on the whole Austin topic. How did it make you feel, I guess, that, you know, Miz didn't judge you, I guess, on what you had done, the drama or anything, and he just, you know, had complete open arms and welcomed you? How did that I guess, make you feel? Or how did that happen?
I think he didn't like not judge me, because I'm pretty sure like he probably farmed my drama when it happened.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think it was more of like, oh, you're just the person that did stupid shit, and like you're not a bad person, you're just the person that did stupid shit.
Which I can relate to. I don't know if you saw our first podcast, but big part of that was actually about how fucked up I was to Chance.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah, so I can relate on that level. I've done some really, really, really dumb shit. And
I think you told me a little bit about it when we were at that first. Yeah.
I probably did.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so
since this, you know, you mentioned Miz, like, kind of bringing you in and, like, kind of changed your view on, like, you know, being around people and stuff again. Have you kind of noticed, because you were kind of, like, secluded, right? Have you noticed, like, a change in the perception of you online as well since then?
Oh,
are you one to kind of like look at the comments and kind of?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People have like different opinions of me now. Like the majority of people just realize that I just did stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I did stupid shit. Everyone knows I did stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I think the internet painted me as like a vile person. So I do think that idea has changed.
Right.
The fact that I was like just a horrible person. Because I don't think there's such a thing as good people and bad people. There's just people that make mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you see other people do stupid shit, do you carry that over? Like, do you remember?
Yeah.
And like treat them differently, maybe not as quick to judge people as...
Yeah, it's definitely changed the way that I judge others, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, even when, like, people that I know get into drama and stuff, I feel like there's a lot of like as an influencer, you're judged a lot by like the company that you keep. So a lot of people see someone get in drama and they're like, okay, I'm not talking to you right now. But for me, I always reach out to people when they get in drama, even if it's like positive or negative. I try to be like, hey, you know, like just sending you some love if you need someone to talk to. You know what I mean? Like even if people fuck up, everyone it fucks up every once in a while. So yeah. It's definitely changed me a lot. I grew a lot from all the stuff that happened. I developed an insanely like thick skin,
which is good.
Yeah.
Well, of all the things, I guess that had, I guess, controversy or like all the things that you got hate for, what would you say affected you the most of all the things? The
titty flash.
Oh, I forgot about
That's the one that affected me the most because people were like, I got body shamed for it a lot.
Really?
Because it wasn't like a sexy thing. It was very gross. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's me making a gross face and my tit is there and it doesn't look good. Yeah. And so people were like, because this is like right after the whole cat drama happened. And everyone made fun of it. Like, they were like, pepperoni nipples, like, you're so gross, you're disgusting. And they kept, like, every tweet that I made, they would, like, reply with the picture.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, after that happened, I remember going to my bathroom and, like, just wailing. Like, I've never cried like that in my life, where I was just, like, sitting in the floor of my shower, just crying for hours and hours, like screaming. Like I wanted to die when that happened. So yeah, that was probably the thing that affected me the most. Not for the longest time. I don't think I learned very much from that other than like just take agency and like try to present myself and my body on like a more positive light. And I think like is one of the reasons why I decided later on to make the types of content that I started making was because I was like, okay, like I got body shamed. Like now I'm going to take agency and be like, this is me. This is how I want to portray it instead of just like this gross image of my nipple.
Right.
That's circulating everywhere.
Narrative of your own body. Yeah.
It's actually, it's so like crazy to me how people treat the internet like they're like, or influencers even, like they're not even people. They're just like something they're yelling at into like a void. And they don't actually realize that a lot of those things people say, especially when it's like mass people saying it, will really affect you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those people don't even think that it affects you at all, you know? So I just find that. On that topic, do you think like what are your thoughts on?
I just think like when you see someone that's in like such a high position in power, you know, you see them like so up there, like an influencer or someone there, and then you see something negative about them, and then you feel like you can't take them down. It makes people feel powerful. Just like, oh my God, I can't attack this person that is up there.
Right.
Someone that has like this amount of followers. I have something on them. I'm bigger than them. I'm better than them. Yeah. And I think like that's what happened a lot. And I think that I just became like maybe like a punching bag for viewers in that way, and then for other influencers, because anyone that hated on me got so many likes and so much clout. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty big pattern that I've noticed. If like, you know, drama's happening, everyone wants to jump on and talk about it, you know, and like put their foot in the door.
Right.
What was I gonna say?
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. No,
you're like in the middle of something. I interrupted you.
So you were talking about, so very recently you decided to kind of like make it more permanent that you were gonna be here, right? I know like your dogs are coming here and everything, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a clip of you, and I don't remember exactly what you were saying, but it was basically like the day that you either got here or like finally finalized everything, you're like, all my friends are in drama. I'm just curious, like, what was going through your head? Like,
it was insane. I worked for a whole year for this fucking work visa for an entire year. And then the day that I got the visa, all the shit goes down. Austin explodes. And I'm just like, do I even want to go there now?
No, I'm glad you did.
I'm glad I did now. But at the time, I was like, I had a lot of doubts and I was really stressed out.
Man, that was all my time on Twitch was probably the most dramatic week It was the same week that we were doing whiskey, bro.
You're licking your asshole?
Whiskey, dude.
Can I throw him?
No.
Hey.
No, you can give him some vodka though. No, I'm just kidding.
I was told they almost named him vodka, so.
No, his name's whiskey. That's all he drinks.
Oh.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
nice.
Dark liquor, yeah.
Fuck. Once again, I forgot. I felt like what I was going to say is really important. And
Well,
then-
so yeah, you happen to come here at a time when
Sorry, it's my fault. I
No, it is
interrupted
totally
you.
not.
maybe what I'm saying
it's my
will remind you.
brain.
Yeah.
You came here at a time when like things were getting very like inclusive here, right? You would like could show up to parties. There was like 150 people at them, right?
Yeah.
And as this stuff has started to happen, have you started to notice the like people like kind of like drawing back in to like
Yeah.
smaller circles?
Even
and-
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even myself, because I'm like, what if someone sees me do something that they think is something else, and what are they gonna say about me? Or even just like make something up completely.
Yeah, walking
Yeah.
on eggshells.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
So with all the stuff that was happening, this was what I was going to say. In my personal opinion, that was probably the biggest week of drama that I've ever seen on Twitch. So I don't blame you for having that like impending doom feeling where you were like, ooh, do I even want to move there? Because it wasn't just like that one thing. It was like one thing after another thing after another thing. And wasn't it our first podcast? Like one of the clips from that got like misconstrued. It wasn't even like what my brother actually said, and they posted it on LSF.
Right, yeah.
That was like when
I
it
missed
started.
It was
And-
it was him talking about the XQC not
Shit
going
camp
to
thing.
shit camp thing, and then
And that's not what
it
he
just
was saying.
started rolling and rolling. It just like all like
Yeah,
snowball.
they clipped out of context. So he said something different, but the way they like clipped it made it sound like XQC said something he didn't.
Oh.
And then that like got like it blew up on LSF, and then XQC like called out my brother, and then like realized that he didn't actually say it. And then by that time, then all the adept things happen, and then the slicker
gosh.
stuff, and then the Miz stuff, and the slick stuff, and it was that week.
Yeah.
I just didn't do anything. I just kind of didn't post.
You know what
didn't
the
do anything.
worst part of it was? The second that the slicker thing happened, I knew everything that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know how. I was like, this is gonna do that, this is gonna make this person do that, and this person do that, and this person do that, and this person do that. I'm gonna get brought up. And I remember I was hanging out with a friend in Colombia that knows about Twitch, and I was telling my friend, I was like, I'm gonna get brought up on this shit. And my friend was like, nah, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am.
It's gonna
and I was literally having like the most massive fucking anxiety ever. And my friend was like, you gotta chill. Like, why are you so stressed out? And I was like, no, this is bad. Like, this is really bad.
Right.
So yeah, impending doom.
Yeah,
and then the doom actually happened, and it was horrible.
Right. Yeah.
It was just horrible.
Have you kind of like learned to shield yourself though from like those sort of negative things that
What's
come
the
up
best
like
way to
that?
go about that?
Okay, so for me, what I was mad about was not really like the internet.
Yeah.
Like whatever people on the internet say, I really don't care anymore.
Mhm.
Like I actually got to a point where like it affected me so much that it has no effect on me. If like I get a hate thread, like it sucks, it's uncomfortable. Kind of like when there's a mosquito in your room and like flying around, like kind of like that.
It's almost like you built up immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like really stressed out for my friends because I have like, I just like to get along with everyone. I don't want problems. I don't want trouble. And I was just so happy to be finally in a place where I felt like I belonged.
Yes.
Right.
So that was what really like what upset me, and just like seeing my friends go through it, and then seeing some people that I considered maybe not friends but like acquaintances say like really hurtful things about me when I've been nothing but nice to them. It was just like, holy fuck.
Right.
Like it freaking sucked.
Yeah.
But I think I understand why they said what they said, and like I'm not mad or like judge them or whatever. So
And I feel like
Yeah.
it's slowly, it's being put in the past a little bit. Like slowly, it's not done, but I feel like things have gotten a lot better. It was really bad at one point. So
Do you see a pathway to things feeling more normal again and people making up with each other? And or do you think that
No.
There's always going to be like some.
It's not about people making up with each other. It's more about like, it just feels like you got to be more careful now.
Yeah.
With everything you do and with everything you say. And like, I have some people, like some friends that I know that like, whatever I say, like whatever happens, they're like we're gonna be good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, those are the
like,
friends you want.
Yeah. And I think like I'm happy about that, but I wish that I felt that way with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's impossible.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
True.
I mean, just like, I feel like it's hard to find people like that actually just in the streaming world in general. But when you do, you got to treasure those people that'll have your back no matter what and are just straight up with you in real and will take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could name one person, like you could just name one streamer that you think would have your back more than any other person, who would that be? That's a hard question. I know.
It's a hard question. No matter what. So it'd probably be between 3 people, probably. One comes with another, just like Fandy and her husband.
Yeah.
Like I
love
really
Fandy.
trust them. They're amazing. They've given me so much advice. I literally had something that happened to me a few months ago. And they were like, okay, we're going to Canada and we're taking care of everything for you. And I was like, bro, nobody like would ever do this.
They
like
are
I
great.
don't
They're
know. I don't know people that are nicer than them. So
Yeah.
absolutely them. And then Seer and Miss.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I met you at Fandy's wedding. I may have met you before that, but that's the first time we ever really like
Yeah.
hung out.
I was
That a
really
lot of
sad
fun.
I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I was in Louisiana, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of, when the whole Amaranth thing happened recently, did you like reach out to help her, or is she okay? Or?
Yes. I think I don't want to talk too much about it,
Fair,
but
fair.
her secretary, I feel so bad for this poor girl because there was a lot of people that reached out and a lot of people that were like, okay, she's fine, she's totally fine. And I called every single person that posted about her being fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, who told you she's fine?
Right.
Did you speak to her in person?
That's
like,
what I was-
did
yeah.
you hear her voice? Do you know of her? And they're like, oh, this person told me. And it all came down to nobody had actually heard from her, but from someone that works for her. And so I contacted this person and she's a really nice girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, hey, like I need to hear from someone that is like, does not work for her.
Right.
Like I need to hear from a family member, a friend, someone that's not involved in streaming. And I was like, I almost accused her from like being in on it. But I was just like, you've no idea all
Good
the
for you,
commotion
though.
it caused. Like, we were gonna drive out there and everyone's telling me like, don't do it, like it's not safe, it's not a good idea. But no, I was super scared and I'm so happy that she's fine. And I remember the first time that I heard her voice, I was just like, okay, like you're good. But as a Colombian, I'm paranoid as
Right.
fuck.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I imagine my head went to like the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I knew that she didn't have a lot of people in her life. So I almost felt like a sense of responsibility of like, if I don't do it, like nobody's gonna do it, you know, like nobody's gonna make sure that she's like for sure fine. But
And I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Were you guys already like really close before that, or?
yeah, like we
Ish.
met many years ago, and I think like we were both kind of in similar situations where we were both like really isolated for a very long time. And we're not like super close, but we've done a few things together, and I think like I just see like we're very similar, and I see a lot of things in her that I see in myself.
Yeah.
And I just want the best for her.
Got it.
Do you think, for the most part, women streamers have each other's backs?
More than guy streamers, yes.
Yeah.
And
Which
how?
is
In which
funny
way?
because life has taught me that women hate each other and they're all catty and like at each other's throats. But the streaming environment has taught me the exact opposite thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And in which ways do you think that I guess you have your like each other's backs, like just supportive, like coming in your chat, or like what support do you guys show for each other?
I think we like just enjoy each other's company off stream.
Yeah.
Like I feel that the girls that I hang out with off stream, we're first friends and then we're like stream friends after. Like we don't really do that much content together.
Right.
But we hang out, we go for coffee, we go like to parties, we drink, we enjoy each other's company.
And it's just real.
Yeah, but the guys in the streaming like world are more like work, content. Yeah.
More like a transactional relationship than a
true, like a real. I mean, it's still real. It's still real.
It's still real, but I think they like really focus on work first. I think the girls we want to enjoy things a little bit more.
Girls just want to have fun.
I think girls just want to have fun. Right. Yeah.
So we talked about how you got started, in streaming. We've talked about kind of currently where you're at, coming to Austin, things like that. I'm curious as to where you see yourself in the next 5 years and what you plan on doing after streaming.
Oh, that's a good question. So I have about a 3-year retirement plan for like my other platform, like my
what do you mean
non-safe for work platform.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, want to do it for about 3 years, and in that period of time, I want to put myself in a financial position to be able to just stream for fun.
Nice.
Yes, and I would like to start a family if possible. If that were to happen in the next 3 years, because I'm turning 35 in January. So
that's so crazy to me. I think we've talked about this, but you look younger than me for sure. And yeah, if you guys told me or asked how old do you think I am, I'd say 27. I'm sure you get that all the time though.
Yeah, but I just always assume that people are just trying to be nice.
No, really. No. I mean, I have said that before to people to try and be nice.
Yeah.
But I'm serious. You definitely don't look 35.
34.
34.
Still 34. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, so my plan is, to keep doing what I do in the other platform for that long and then stream until I have viewers. Right. If I make it to 80 years old and there's still 100 people watching me, I'll still stream.
I think when you get to 80 years old, you're going to have thousands of people watching you.
You think so?
I mean, I think at a certain age, people are going to watch just because it's going to be well, it's got to be different then because that's way in the future. But if I saw an 80 or 90-year-old person streaming, I'd just be like, what is happening? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So.
Family content is very popular on YouTube and stuff. You ever see yourself doing that?
No, I joke a lot about using my children for content, but maybe.
I mean, if they wanted to,
I would want
maybe not when they're babies.
How do they decide that they want that though?
I'm just saying, when they get a little older, 7, 8, they're I want to do YouTube.
Yeah. Maybe around that age, I would have to think about it a lot. Yeah. It's not something that I've planned. I would just like to have my stream and it just be me. And of course, if I'm pregnant, I'm probably going to be pregnant on stream. And if I have a child, I might breastfeed on stream. I don't know.
Wait, you couldn't do that,
You can.
Right? You can?
Actually.
Yeah, people have done it, yeah.
Because I feel like it should definitely be
but I would cover myself, obviously. Yeah. I wouldn't have my tit out as much as I like to show my... I'm just kidding. No. I wouldn't have my tits out on stream, no. It was
Just
a joke,
Dance breastfeeding stream.
Nice. Imagine that.
Yeah. Just Dance breastfeeding stream while playing WoW at the same time.
I'm waiting to see if Candyland does it. I don't know.
You think she will?
I don't think so. No, she seems like a very
I didn't even hear about this until pretty recently. When did that get announced that she was pregnant?
Recently.
It was very, very recently because I think I found out yesterday or something.
Yeah. No, it was a week ago or something.
Do they know who the kid is, or do you know, or is it
the parent, the father?
Not the parent, yeah.
I don't know, and I don't care. I don't ask. That's her fucking life. No. That's none of my freaking business, nor anybody else's business.
True.
If she wants to disclose it, that's fine.
That's kind of what I was asking. If she said it,
she could be a single mom for all we know.
Right. I just think it's funny the world that some people on the internet live in. They just assume it has to be another streamer. Like,
Oh, really?
like on Twitter and stuff. And it's like, it could just be like some guy from her town. Like, you know what I mean?
It could
Like,
just be
she knows other people.
Some dude.
Yeah.
It could be someone that she's been with for a long time, or it could be
Right.
someone she had a one night stand. It could be from like the sperm bank. You fucking
Yeah.
don't know.
Right. Yeah,
it could be
didn't know.
anything.
I didn't know if she had actually announced it or something because
she did.
I heard from someone else.
No, she
so I
did.
didn't-
She went on
yeah.
stream and she's like, "Hey guys, and it looked it's very legit. I'm
Nice.
happy for
I'm
her.
happy for her too.
Yeah.
And she seemed happy. This is not about her, but
Anyway, no, she
Yeah.
said that she's happy. She wanted to have a kid before 30. She's turning 30. So I wanted to have a kid before 32. But
why did you want to have a kid before 30?
cause like that's what you do. You're a woman. You're turning 30. You gotta have a child.
Right.
Well, could you imagine yourself with a 4 or 5 year old right now?
No,
So like in a way you wanted a kid before then, but you're happy you didn't.
it just didn't really happen the way I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
I had plans, but the right person just hasn't shown up. So,
And I feel like that's important, definitely, to have that person that you're gonna
Yeah.
match with. To
but now that I'm in a position financially where I could just do it myself.
Yeah.
is
so
that something you would consider?
That's about my 3-year plan. Yeah, that's why my 3-year plan is there. And if I get to 38 and I'm at the goal that I want to be right now, I'd probably do it.
Do you feel like you're on the right track for those goals?
Yep.
Good.
I am.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're, let's say by chance you make it 3 years, you want to have a kid, and you go to the sperm bank,
Yeah.
and you're browsing through
Yeah.
the sperm bank. What are like the 3 top traits you're looking for?
I think I wouldn't do the sperm bank just because I watched the documentary about
Oh,
the
the guy
doctor.
yeah.
The doctor that put his own sperm. No, like I'm gonna find someone on the street and be like, "Hey, you look really good. I like your traits. Can I have some of your sperm?"
Dude, do you know how good of content that would be?
Dude,
that would
finding
be
my baby daddy.
Hilarious. That would be
That
the
would be really good
funniest.
content.
Instead of
funniest
90 Day
thing.
Fiance, you did 90 Day Sperm Donor.
Yeah. Well, I think Miz and I joked about that on stream about like actually doing it with Twitch chat, but I'd probably the top traits I would probably look was someone that is healthy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably go for someone that has light eyes because my mom has light eyes, and I would like for my children to be like dark skinned and light eyed.
Yeah.
I know
I
it's
agree with that
silly.
look.
I know it's silly,
That's
but
not
I'm just
silly.
like that would be ideal. But someone that is healthy,
Height matter?
not really. Just that they're not shorter than me, but that's
Probably won't
Not
be.
difficult.
probably won't happen.
So not
feel
slicker.
I feel like 5'7" would be like 5'7" and up. If they're really tall, that's awesome. But like 5'7" and up is probably good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not Slicker. No, how tall is Slicker?
Like 2 feet, I think.
No, it's not.
No,
true.
he's like 5 feet tall.
He's taller than me.
No, he's not.
He is
No,
taller.
he
than
is
me.
not.
I'm 5'2". Yes, he's
So
taller
he's
than
about
me.
as tall as you.
I think
then.
he's 5'4".
No
he
way.
is taller than me. I would know if he was shorter than me. He's not.
That dude is like the shortest dude I've ever seen in my life.
I know, but he's a dude. Like dudes are taller than girls.
True. He barely. It doesn't matter.
He's gonna be like 5'5", 5'4".
5'4", maybe 5'3".
Still 2 inches taller than me.
Yeah. But then again, it doesn't even matter if like the dude you get with is short, because sometimes the woman's traits from her family come in and you have
They're
like
all
people that are
short.
real
All
tall.
short.
Your whole family short?
Hispanic families tend to be short. Like there's exceptions, but I think most Hispanics are not really tall.
How tall is your dad?
5'7",
Oh.
5'6".
Yeah, you're gonna need to find someone tall.
I don't care too much about height. Height's never been something that I cared about. I don't know why.
So you talked a little bit about your parents when you were younger, and kind of like when you were transitioning with like into streaming and stuff. What's your relationship like with them now?
Oh, good question. So my dad, let me tell you about my dad.
Okay.
He okay, so my dad was the lawyer for like a giant company in Colombia that I think like Walgreens or CVS, like big giant company that in like in 1996 it came out that it was owned by the cartels.
Mm.
So it was like a big fucking deal. Everyone in the company went to prison. My dad was in prison for a year. He was able to prove that, you know, he was like part of the, like he was the lawyer of the company. But he didn't like know what was going on. So it was good. But my dad was a very wealthy guy. And he was in a lot of relationships with a lot of women. And he had a thing for having one child with every single woman. So I have 5 brothers and sisters.
Wait, 5 brothers and 5 sisters?
No.
Okay.
Like I have 4 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay.
But we're all from different moms.
Nice.
Yeah. Except for the two in the middle, kind of. So I'm this one. Oldest. Wait, no. Oldest, youngest. I'm this one. These 2 are from the same mom.
Got it. Okay.
So 5 kids with 4 different moms. So, and my 2 oldest sisters, they are 2 months apart from 2 different moms. So yeah, my dad was a bit of a player. He traveled a lot because of his high position at work, and he enjoyed the various things about traveling and
having money.
And having money. But he finally settled. So my parents separated when I was very young. He finally settled with my sister's mom, and he's a 70-year-old man now, married to a 39-year-old lady that loves him, my sister's mom, and they're very, very happy. And we get along a lot, but he wasn't really there when I was young. Like he's great now, and he's a very like attentive, and just wants to make sure everybody's good. And he always contributed monetarily, like a lot, but he was not there a lot.
Was he not there because of like work, or do you know why?
I think he just worked a lot, and he traveled a lot, and he was probably had a lot going on considering what was going on in his life and his job and stuff. So I can imagine. I don't judge him for any of it, but I do have like daddy issues a little bit. just a little bit, you know. But my relationship with him is great. He has a wife, and he lives with my sister and her mom. And my mom, on the other hand, I take care of her and my aunt in Colombia.
Okay.
Yeah, I take care of
like
them.
Fully, like she doesn't work.
Like fully.
You just got it.
Yeah. This year, she was, because my mom, she worked really, really hard after she separated from my dad. She didn't even have a high school degree. And she built her own company, like from the bottom up.
Oh, what'd she do?
She managed like apartment buildings.
Okay.
And she was like a building manager, and she managed like 25 buildings, and she worked like 70 hours a week. I'm not joking.
Good for her.
But she hit a point in her life where she's like, I'm never going to be able to retire. Like, I'm never going to be able to afford it. And last year, I told her, I was like, Mom, I have a present for you. This birthday is going to be, you're going to retire. It's going to be all on me. And I bought her an apartment, and I've been taking care of her, and I hope that I'll always be able to take care of her for the rest of my life.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that's got to be one of the best feelings.
And because she took care of my aunt. My aunt has a mental disability, so she took care of my aunt. So now I take care of both of them.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's got to feel, it's not like just like you're sacrificing everything. It's got to like make you feel really good, because that's something I would want to do. And, yeah. And it's just a great way to give back. And she took care of you for I guess your dad, you said, wasn't there. So she took care of you for a long time.
He did. And I think like a lot of people on the internet is like, they always tell me like, oh, your parents must be so proud of you for like the things you do online. And I'm like, bitch, they are. They tell me how proud they are of me every single fucking day. So it's a really good feeling.
Good.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, why would, internet doesn't make sense sometimes.
Well, they see that you did like certain type of content, and then they're like, your parents must think that you're like the worst. But you know where I come from, it's
right.
They're very happy about the life that I can provide my mom with. So
yeah, basically, I'm just saying people just look for any reason to hate, and the thing is, you're just successful and we're able to give back. That's really all there is to that. So.
I think I just got lucky, so I'll take that.
I don't think you just got lucky. I think luck might have come into play a little bit, but I feel like you've done things right, and you're good at what you do.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. It's never completely luck.
There is always luck involved, but
you have to seize the moment. when the luck hits, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know that I would have been successful at whatever I decided to do, just probably like not this successful. Like I would have figured it out. I had so many jobs. I'm like a jack of all trades. I mean, I when I started streaming, I was babysitting, I was working for an immigration company, and I was doing interpretation for the city of Saskatoon all at the same time while going to college full time. Like
what?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. How many hours did that take you?
I was babysitting weekends for
Weekends?
this. So I started, so this family they freaking loved me. I started with them at $13 an hour. And I started teaching the kids English. I had like schedules for them. I would like take them to the library. I'd clean the whole house. And they were like, okay, we're going to pay you $20 an hour. So when I started college that summer, because I started in like April with them, they're like, okay, you're going to just come on the weekends, you know? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like Friday afternoon until Sunday, I'd be there. And it was
Like
really good.
all day? Like sleep there and
Friday
everything?
night, no. Friday night, I'd come over. They'd like go out because they like going out Friday night. And I would put the kids to sleep. I'd get there like at 5 p.m. It was really close from the school because Saskatoon was really small. So I would like literally walk from the school there, put the kids to sleep at like 8, and then just studied until like 2 a.m. They got home, and I'd just go home.
Right.
Saturday, I would come like 8, 9 in the morning until the afternoon. And then Sunday sometimes, depending on like what they were doing, if they're like doing something as a family, because the parents did work on Saturday. And then in like October of that year, like as soon as the school term started, I started working part-time at this immigration company because they were really looking for someone that spoke Spanish and English in Saskatoon. They were trying to bring employees from Mexico to work on some mines up north and some like a lumber company.
Right.
But nobody in Saskatoon speaks Spanish. And they were bringing people from Mexico, and they're like, we need somebody to like translate
What
for
do they
us.
speak then?
In Saskatoon? English. It's a very white
really?
town.
Yeah.
It's super white, like Kekona Canadian, like Canadian Kekona.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still talking Saskatoon in Canada?
Yeah. This is in
Got
Canada.
it.
Nobody spoke Spanish. So then I got a contact with the city of Saskatoon, and they were like hiring me for like contract work. I wasn't like working full time anywhere. I was doing a lot of like jobs here and there, but they all paid really well. So when I started streaming, I had just quit working at the immigration company because my boss like pissed me off, and I cried and I quit on the fucking job. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I quit on the job. I was like, here are my keys. I'm not coming back.
Peace.
Yeah. So that's when I had some free time, and I started streaming then. I was still working as a nanny when I started streaming. And I was going to school.
If you had never started streaming, what do you feel like your best career path, or what do you feel like, which path do you think you would have taken if streaming was just out of the picture?
I would have probably graduated from nursing school. I really wanted to do like cardiology. That was like my dream.
And the nursing thing, we've already talked about this, but like what kind of made you be like, okay, I do want to go to nursing school. Or medical school.
Yeah. What really got me into like the health sciences was I had a boyfriend that was in medical school. I was always kind of like into science because I did want to be a marine biologist when I was little. And I did really well in biology and in chemistry.
Yeah.
Everything else, it was really hard. Like math, it was terrible. History, I was awful. So I knew that I wanted to do like a science thing. After I decided, I was like, I'm not going to business. Like I can't do this. But I wasn't really sure what. And then like when I met my boyfriend, that's when I was like, okay. And my school had options for the last year of high school. You can take like a class in college. And so I took like Bio 101 when I was in my last year of high school.
Got it. Okay.
So that was kind of like, and I realized I was like, I love this. Like I really, really love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nursing, I know a lot of my exes actually were getting into nursing, and it's actually one of like the few career paths I didn't even think about. But I've pretty much thought about every other career path you can imagine, including like the army. But I feel like relationships will have like a big influence on you, because the reason I wanted to join the army was because my ex at that time, my girlfriend at the time, she was in the military.
Oh.
Yeah, and I almost joined for that reason, and then we had this pregnancy scare, and yeah, I ended up not joining the army. Long story, but I don't want to get into it. But yeah, I feel like relationships can have like a big role on your
for sure. And we were pretty serious. Like I started seeing him when I was 16, and we were together until I was 20.
4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you're young, it's like, it's serious.
Oh yeah.
And I always like jumped from one relationship to another. It was like, as soon as I broke up with him, it was like 3 months later, I met the guy that I ended up marrying, that I met in World of Warcraft.
Was the first one, the 16, was that like your first real relationship?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Those are always, did it hurt when you guys ended it, or was it at that point just kind of a relief?
It was crazy. It was like dramatic.
Really?
It was intense. Yeah.
In what way? I mean, if you don't want to get into it.
It was just like, we were so young, and we were just so young, and it was so stupid. It was just like so many little things, and now I look back at them and they're like, God, we were just so dumb.
Young and dumb.
Yeah, just young and dumb. And then like, I caught him doing something he shouldn't have done. Like,
cheating on you?
Yeah, he was like video camming with a girl.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, whatever. And so I started hanging out with other people. And that's when I started playing World of Warcraft, actually. I used to go to the mall to play DDR.
Mm-hmm.
And I met a group of guys that would go to the mall, play DDR, and then they go to like a cafe internet to play video games. And those are the people that got me into WoW. And so I was like, okay, I'm just not hanging out with you anymore. You're still my boyfriend, but like, I'm going to hang out with these people now. And then so he was like, what's going on here? Like, you know, like you don't like me anymore, you know? Because we just like hang out like every single freaking day. We were neighbors, and he would like sleep the night in my house. Like, I'm like, Mom, how did I not get pregnant? I don't understand. Like, he would sleep in my bed the night before I had school. Like, I'm 16, going to high school. And this man is just like.
And this happened for how long? Years?
Oh, for like years.
Oh yeah, I don't know how.
I don't understand how. I mean, we kind of, yeah. I don't understand how it happened, but it happened. So, kind of like a miracle. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you said you've jumped from one relationship to the next. After your divorce, was that also true?
Nah.
Yeah.
Did that take? Was it more like an emotional thing, or was it more because of like where you were?
Maturity.
Okay, so after my divorce, I got in another relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like a few months later. And then that relationship was very like, there was a lot going on for a long time.
Right.
And then after that one, I was like, okay, I'm out of a relationship for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do learn a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like being alone. But I realized that that doesn't mean that I need to have like a man in my life.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because actually for a long time I felt the same way. And then like I basically ended up being alone for a long time, and now I don't want to be with anyone.
You like completely.
You like
did
flipped.
a complete
Oh,
180.
really? Like the whole opposite?
Yeah. Like I always was with someone constantly.
Yeah.
And then like eventually I was like, no, this isn't working out. And then I was alone, and it sucked for like a while. But then like now I'm like, I don't want to be with anyone.
I feel like in the time I've known you, there's so many people that have been wanting to be in a relationship with you, and you're like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah. Just don't. I mean,
are you afraid of getting used to being with someone?
No.
So you're not gonna want to be alone again? Is that what it is?
No, it's more like I for one, I'm not gonna look. If it happens and I feel like it's a match, that's fine. But I would rather be really more comfortable in my own career and my own life before I even consider it, I guess. And I feel so comfortable being alone. Like I feel fine. I don't feel like the need at all. So
yeah, God of War comes out next week.
Oh yeah,
you get to play
I'm
it.
so excited for God of War. Are you gonna play God of War?
I don't think so.
God of War. So
I don't have the time to play that. Like I play Overwatch right now. I feel like competitive games are a good investment of my time.
You're gonna go pro?
No, I'm not gonna go pro. But I feel like if I play a competitive game off stream, I'm like, if I were to play this game one day, like there's like a purpose to it.
Yeah.
But God of War, if I played God of War and I got really good at God of War, I could stream like God of War once or twice on the stream, and that'd be it.
Well, that wouldn't be the good content. The good content would be being horrible at God of War.
Oh,
and trying.
I played the last one. I was pretty good at it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like finished it, and like it.
Did you ever play like Dark Souls and all those games?
Oh no, those games are horrible. I tried. What is the last one called?
Elden Ring.
I hated that shit.
Why? Because it's too hard? Or?
It was traumatic. Yeah, I hated that.
Were you tempted at all by
But God of War is like a level 1 difficulty. That is a level 10.
No.
Oh,
you gotta put God of War on the hardest difficulty.
No, I didn't. I put it on the medium difficulty, and I finished it in like 3 days.
Yeah, it's easy if you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you tempted at all by Wrath Classic, since it was your favorite expansion?
Oh yeah, good question.
I was, but here's the thing. After Mists of Pandaria, every single expansion, I got excited, I got disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I get excited, I get disappointed. I get excited, I get disappointed. Legion was the last one.
Yes.
And then Classic, I got excited. I tried Classic, bad. Classic, Burning Crusade, I was like, okay, this is when I started playing WoW. It's gonna be good. No, disappointed. I was like, Wrath, I'm not even gonna touch it. And I didn't even touch it.
It's way too easy. I'll say that. They made it way easier than it unless it's just like we've grown up as gamers or whatever, but it feels so easy. Like literally like everything cleared like the first night you step in, like. But
is there a big reason that you haven't gotten into many of the WoW expansions, or is it just
No, I did. I tried every single one of them for like one day. Like what I used to do for pretty much every expansion up until like 2018 was I do a 24-hour stream and I had max level.
Yeah.
And then
you do that?
Yeah, I did it.
Expansion.
I did it.
I agree with you though. I think Legion's the only.
I mean, I was pretty decent at WoW.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. That's
in 24 hours you can max like 10 levels.
But like,
easy.
Yeah, just go from like the previous max to yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, like 24-hour stream, easy to do. And then I'd go to bed, sleep for like a whole day, wake up, and be like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Do a few dungeons, try and gear, and being like, meh, it's the same thing. Maybe play for a week max, and then quit again. And it was just like the same thing.
I haven't tried any of the expansions because I know myself, and I'll get addicted to it, and like.
I wish I could. I wish I could get addicted again. I was so addicted to that game. I did nothing but wake up like 5 p.m., play WoW until like 8 in the morning the next day, and then go to bed. For 2 years, I did nothing but that.
Do you think there's like a reason that like it feels different? Is it like, or?
I think like WoW just, maybe I was like really freaking depressed, and WoW was just like my whole life. And it like was like an escape from my problems and my issues at the time. And I was able to get addicted to it. But now it's just like, I don't know. I just want to go out and do other things.
Fair enough. I mean, it feels like it kind of like lost its magic a little bit, maybe.
It's just boring to me. It's just the same. And I think like it filled like a social void that now gets filled by social media. Because social media didn't exist back then, right?
I didn't even think about that. Social media sucks. Social media is
You used to have to go in Ventrilo and like have your friends in there, and
that's how okay, so I went to bilingual school, but Ventrilo was like how I learned English really well. That was like my practice for like conversation in English.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think that social media is actually a form of socialization, or like, because I guess it depends on which social media. For example, like you said, Ventrilo, that's to me like socializing. You're like in a call with specific people.
Yeah, like on Discord. But you get on Discord, you talk to people. Then
Wait, do you count Discord as social media?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think social media, I think like Facebook, Twitter,
I don't go on Facebook,
Instagram, all those. That's what I mean, I guess they're all social
Everything
media.
is like the social media, like even Reddit. I mostly go on like TikTok, Reddit, Discord.
Because I feel like some of them you actually socialize, like you said, Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, things like that, Discord, like where you're socializing like one-on-one, or like you're talking to a group of people specifically, rather than like Twitter where you just send out a tweet and then people can comment, but it's not like, the same kind of interaction. Do you feel that same way, or does that what I'm saying make sense?
Yeah, just every single social media, like every single platform is just different. But I do think that anytime that you're interacting with another human being, that's social.
Right.
Yeah.
in any way. Like, if you think about it, you're either reading about someone else or like reading what someone thinks about someone else, other people's experience in some way. I even think like watching a YouTube video or like watching a stream, that's a social thing.
Yeah.
Because you're enjoying a stream with other people.
Because even Discord, we're like post privacy, right? Like now it's like you can't even trust that your DMs are private, right? So it's like at this point, it's like, you know, every social media platform, especially when you're in the position you're in, where people are watching you, right? They're like, you know, you might have like fans, super fans, or haters that are all like looking to see like everything that you say, right? So yeah.
Speaking of super fans, have you ever had like people that like what are the people that have made you said you've had like death threats, but like what are the people that have made you feel the most unsafe? Have you ever had like a super stalker or like?
No, never. And I always wonder about this because I'm one of the few female streamers never had a stalker.
Yeah, almost every female streamer I know has like one crazy one.
I know, and I don't. And
That's
I'm
good.
like, what's yeah, it's a good thing, but like what's wrong about me? Like people are scared of me? You know what I mean? Like, do they think that they're gonna like that I'm gonna like find them and like fuck them up? Like, am I really that scary?
Oh my god.
That I don't even have one stalker? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not even one?
So wait, what?
But like, if you show up at my house, I'll fuck you up.
What makes someone a stalker? When do they get to that level?
When they're like telling you they're gonna go to your house and shit. Like, I know some female streamers that have people like they find them, they like video record themselves going to their cities and message them and tell them that.
God, that's terrifying.
I have a lot of parasocial people, but I think maybe because of my personality, I attract people that don't want to have like power over me. I don't know if that makes sense.
They want to be dominated by you.
Yes. And it's good. I like that. I enjoy that.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is kind of a good transition. It's 9 o'clock, so it's somewhere. So
all right.
to let you
so
go,
let's.
and we're at an hour and a half, so we can.
All right. So
Okay.
we'll. All right. Cool.
Are we gonna do the little messaging thing?
So yeah. So we call this Face the Trolls.
I love it.
We are the Hatewatchers Podcast.
Yes.
So
I have so many haters.
So
Let's go.
I have collected some messages from various social media. From, let's see, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, things like that. And
Nice.
so what we're going to do is we're going to put up something that someone said in directly related to you. Okay, they were talking about you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to guess the year and the platform. Okay.
The year's gonna be hard because people still say even cat stuff to this day, but I'll try.
Guess, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll say that I tried to take it like contextual.
Okay.
So,
right.
so you should just be able to hit the space bar. Yeah, and don't click it after she responds. So you're gonna read it.
I know this. People just watch her sit in a room and talk. I don't get it. This has to be into a chat.
What year?
It has to be kind of recent because I used to actually play video games. So the percentage of the time that I just sit there and talk is higher. I'm gonna say probably the last 2 years.
Okay. Spacebar again. Split. TikTok.
Oh,
from this year.
The year was right.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Wait.
TikTok.
So I'm curious. Did you find this like in a comment on a video of her?
Someone else?
Yeah, it was someone else's TikTok. Yes.
About
Really?
me doing what?
It was literally just a clip of you were in Miz's room with a bunch of other streamers,
Oh.
and this is what they said. So,
Oh.
So many people just rip content. It's crazy to me.
Oh, wow.
so they're probably a TikTok viewer.
I don't even like have a TikTok,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, me neither.
yeah.
All right, so that was a red herring. Good.
Okay. But I was right on
So-
the time.
So these are two
fucking
comments from the same thing. Okay.
She's super hot until she talks. Doesn't matter. She is permanent divine shield. She actually never got a ban in her career. Oh, the same person?
Not the same person. It's two comments from the same thing.
Same
Oh.
thread, I guess.
Same place. And in relation to the same thing.
Oh, I feel like this is YouTube. Maybe.
What year?
What? Okay, so it was before I got my band, so this was probably like 2018.
Go ahead. So YouTube 2018.
Yeah.
This is from Reddit, but you got the year right.
I got the year right.
Yes.
Yes. I keep getting the year right, but not the okay.
Yes. Okay.
Twitch is about the games or the personality, not the sexy bod. If she's allowed to dress like that, it gives her an unfair advantage based solely on her birth.
Jesus.
Okay, this has to be like pre-Coomer era. So I'm gonna say this is old. This has to be like 2017. It could be 19 too, though. People say, "Oh wait, do not click yet. I gotta think. I have to win something here." Wait, could it be Twitch chat?
Mm-hmm. Or it could be.
There's none from Twitch chat.
YouTube, okay, maybe. Did you say Reddit?
What are the options? Can you give her all the options?
Yeah, so Reddit, TikTok,
Reddit.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Solely on her birth. I'm gonna say Reddit again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say 2017.
Okay. Reddit 2019. You did say at the beginning this is either 2017 or 2019, I think.
So I got a question about this actually. When people say that, like, the thing is, this is also kind of my opinion, but like, women can still like not be good looking, you know? Like, it's not just as simple as you were born a woman and you can just dress like that, and you know what I mean? And you're not just
okay. So there's many elements of it. Mm-hmm. There's the idea that you like use your body for views, and the way that I see this is like you get the hand that you're dealt. You know, like let's say you have a really nice voice. Are you gonna be like, oh, this isn't fair to the people that don't have a nice voice, so I will not gonna become a singer?
Exactly.
Or like you're really smart. You're like. You're gonna like not use your smartness because you're feeling bad for the people that are dumb. Well, I'm not a good singer and I'm not that smart. So yes, hell yeah, I'm gonna be using what I have. Like I have a nice body, and you know, like I work for it. I go to the gym. I eat healthy. You know, it's just I don't wake up in the morning like this.
Right.
So do I feel like I shouldn't use it? No, hell yeah, it's what I have.
Yeah, that's basically exactly what I was thinking as well. I was just curious as your thoughts, and pretty much exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like unfair advantage to someone based on her birth, like.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I wasn't born like this. I grew into this.
I got some of these from like the bottom of the thread, so.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right,
next one.
You gotta read it.
Twitch chat, I love ass. I agree with that. I love ass too, by the way. To whoever commented on this, ass is great. I'm gonna say there's no Twitch.
No Twitch chat, no.
This is, ass love became recent, I think. What? Ass love is, yes, it's recent. It's recent. I used to be embarrassed by having a big butt, so really? Yes, it's somewhat recent. Let's say 2022. I'm gonna say 2022 and Instagram.
Okay.
Oh,
fuck.
So the title of this thread was I remember this one. It was Alinity learns how to stream or something like that.
Oh, the one where I turn around and shake my butt. Yeah.
It was that one last year.
That was like, that was close.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling. Got a few more.
Do yourself a favor and delete your Twitch channel. Why myself? maybe that person wanted me to delete my channel because they feel threatened by me or offended by me in some fucking way, right? They're affected by me. They're using time of their day to go and hate watch.
Right.
So no, myself a favor, I will keep my channel because I make money from it. So, and I love doing what I do. So okay, it wouldn't be myself a favor. Fuck. This could be from any time.
Yep.
This one is hard. There's like no way I could tell what year this is from.
I will say I had to edit this one a little to make it safe for stream. So
Wow, it was ooh, okay, so this is Reddit, and this is... We already have a lot of Reddit in the past, though. Could be Reddit again. I'm gonna... but he's talking directly to me, so it's probably my, Twitter. This is Twitter. No, it sounds like they're talking to me, so it has to be a platform that I have. Because they're talking to me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're gonna read this.
I will say this. I don't know the answers to any of these. These are my first time seeing
I
these
know. It's hard. This is like a quiz. 2018, and this is Instagram.
okay.
Oh,
God, I was
you
so
had it. You literally had it. You had the date and you were saying Twitter.
I know.
You had that one.
It's hard to decide.
All right. Let's keep it going.
But now I see her in a completely different light. This is YouTube, and this is 2021.
Okay.
Last answer, final answer.
Can you read the whole thing over?
Oh.
Hated her after all the Pew drama, but now I see her in a completely different light. It could also be Reddit, but I'm gonna go with YouTube.
2021.
2021.
Oh,
So close.
So close.
This was from your podcast with Miz.
It was in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I knew it was like a Miz-related thing. She has been through some real shit, but he didn't let that... Maybe she didn't let that hold her
That's
down.
probably what they meant, but I copied and pasted it.
And
so-
now doing well and cruising in life. Okay, it has to be recent because I wasn't really happy until like 2020. But what platform was this in? Like to what this is? Like answer to what? It has to be something positive that maybe I posted or someone else posted about myself. Maybe like my Instagram, maybe. And then it would be like 2021.
Okay. Same video, actually.
Same one.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
All right. I think there's one or two more.
She does have nice feet. Thank you. Did you know that they closed this website, but there's this website called WikiFeet?
Yes.
And I had like the biggest WikiFeet.
Really?
Like it was huge. I was very sad that they closed WikiFeet.
Yeah.
So WikiFeet, how did that work? Was it like following, or like when you say huge, what do you mean?
They would just post pictures of like every time you could see my feet on stream, and people would comment on them. And you have to understand, this was like at a time where you had a lot of hate.
Were
So it
you
was
showing
like
your feet a lot?
not really that much, but like they would just show every time I got up or something. Like I didn't wear socks or anything.
Like
on stream.
zoom in and be like feet.
Yeah, it was like screenshots. And so the only nice comments that I ever got to hear about myself throughout all the drama were these. So I'm gonna say this is probably 2018, and this is Reddit.
All right. So I will say
I know this one.
this was a bit of a trick question. Flip,
Okay.
you're going to have to click twice for this one.
I will also say that Twitch chat guessed it. Somebody in chat.
Oh, really? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi, Nick.
So yeah, that was from a Twitch clip from Reddit. So, but
That's what you meant by trick question.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
it was a trick clip. If you had said Reddit, I guess.
It's really nice in the picture.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, that's our little game there. I'm glad you were willing to play and face the trolls
I did not get a single one correct completely.
You were
You were
very,
very
close to one.
on the years too. You were really
You were
good at
actually
yours.
close to all of them. You had either like the year really close, or you were right on the platform and a little off on the year. Which
Yeah.
I was impressed. Like, I if someone did this to me, I don't think I'd be able to get one even close.
There's like some hints, I guess.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even,
yeah.
like where I've been in the drama.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Hate Watchers, and I guess maybe there's a lot of women streamers out there that probably look up to you. So maybe
That haunts me.
you want to close out by leaving maybe some advice if they're just starting out, or
Oh God. I don't have any advice.
no.
Just keep going. Just keep doing it.
No,
do your
just
thing.
do something else. It's like impossible to make it anymore. I only made it because I got really fucking lucky. Like, have a plan B for sure. A plan A. Make stream be your plan B.
What do you think is the way of making it in streaming these days? You have to know people, right?
You have to either know people or do something really fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Like throw a cat or like, something like that.
Mhm.
Don't do that. It's not good. Cat, no, don't
Yeah,
do
don't
that.
do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey guys, if you're still watching, this is the bonus content for our Hate Watchers podcast with Alinity. This has not been seen on Twitch. This is only YouTube only. So, yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and stick around because this is the kind of extra content that you will see on our channel. Yeah, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Speaking of only, you know where we're going with this.
Yeah, I kind of had an idea when you were talking about spicy bonus content.
Yep. So we wanted to at least talk to you a little about OnlyFans. I don't even think we can talk about that on Twitch.
I can talk about it. I talk about it all the time when other people stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're able to talk about it. So as long as you're not promoting your own thing on your stream.
Yeah.
Got it. Well,
So
And
yeah.
we also wanted like the option to be able to edit it so that like if we ask you something you don't want to answer, we can
True.
just like skip over it. Or
Yeah,
So.
I don't think you will. There's
Okay.
nothing that I don't want to talk about.
got
All
it.
right.
Okay, so we'll start off with the juicy stuff I want to know. About how much do you pull in from OnlyFans a month?
Oh shit. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
okay. I don't know if I want to talk about
If
that.
you don't, it's fine.
It's a difficult topic because it is a lot of money.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's just such a crazy amount of money that I don't know if I want people to know that.
Fair.
Yeah. But
So
I think people
your
already
answer is a lot.
Yeah. I always tell people I make about 10 times on, and this is not, I'm comfortable telling people
Right.
because it does give people an idea, but not an exact number. I make about 10 times more on OnlyFans than I make on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And when did you, I guess, first get into OnlyFans, or like what kind of made you decide to get there?
Yeah. So it was like a multi-thing reasoning. They were messaging me constantly, being like,
OnlyFans was.
yes, they
Oh.
were messaging me nonstop. Like, hey, with the amount of followers you have on your platforms, you could be making like 300K a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ooh, that looks really good because I was considered like not brand friendly. So I wasn't getting any sponsors.
Right.
And I was working my butt off to make it enough from Twitch. Like I wasn't making a lot. I didn't have a lot of subs. I didn't get like a ton of donations. After like 2018, things went like pretty dry and pretty slow. And I was like, I could be making this amount of money. But I think the thing that made me want to do it was after the whole titty flash thing happened.
Right.
I was like, okay, people have already seen my boobs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was really ugly. Like I could take some agency and show myself and present myself in a beautiful way And that was just kind of what did it. I mean, I was going through a lot, and I had like to take some time off to decide really whether or not I wanted to do it. And I was like, you know what? Like, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the route to go. What year was that? How long have you been doing it, I guess?
I started on like March of 2021. So it's fairly recent.
Okay, yeah.
Did you feel good about it right away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like immediately it was like, this is a good decision.
Immediately. I was like, it was really good because I think like, I remember the very first day that I started, and it was like 10 minutes in, and I was like, wow, I've already made more than I would have made in like an entire 9-hour stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and you saw it instant,
crap.
right? Like
it was like right away. I think there was a lot of people. Sorry, I think there was a lot of people that had been watching me for a very long time that were like, "Oh my god, I can see Alinity's like
those are the
lewd
stock
pictures."
that you were talking about. Remember?
No, but
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah, I mean they're fans, but they're not necessarily gonna stalk me.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would assume there's a lot of people that were really excited when you released your OnlyFans.
I mean, I had been streaming for so long.
Right.
Like it had been a very, very long time. I have viewers that in the amount of time that I've streamed have like started college, graduated college, gotten a job, gotten a wife, and had kids.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Whew. Okay. Since like how long do you think that you'll have to do OnlyFans until you can retire? And how long would you like to do it? Would you like to stop as soon as you are able, or would you like to keep going? Or
if I do not start a family, like if I do not have children, I will do it forever. Like it's already done. Right. Like I can't undo what I've done, but I would like to stop doing it out of respect for my family if I do have a family.
Fair.
You know? Because I think it's something that I don't want like my children to be exposed, and also like if I do have a partner at the time, I don't know if that's something that they would be okay with.
Yeah, fair.
Plus, I think I'm kind of lucky because I do nudity, but I do not do like overly sexual things. So it's still at a point where I don't quite feel like I'm at like the porn star level.
Right.
It's
not
more,
even comparable to me.
Like an artistic, like
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say like artistic, but I do feel cute and nice and sexy. But it's not like it's not at that level where I feel like it's something that I would be embarrassed of.
Right.
Like I feel like it doesn't really get to me. I mean,
not to say that someone should be embarrassed of it, but like myself, right. I wouldn't want like my children to see that. But I'm at that point where like if my children or like my parents get to see the content, they know what I do, but they haven't seen the content. I'm at a point where like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not subbed to anyone on OnlyFans, so I'm assuming your content is mostly just pictures of yourself and lewd and nude photos. Correct?
Yeah, I have some videos, like I have some strip videos or like dancing, that sort of thing. Right. But they're like I've never like opened my vagina lips or like done any like sexual acts on
yeah. That's kind of because to me like it's like you said it's still technically porn, but it doesn't get to like porn star level to me until you like start having like actual intercourse or you know what I mean.
And I actually don't plan on doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we just wanted to kind of get a little insight into that. Do you have anything?
Well, you're obviously a very popular streamer, so are you ever concerned about like leaks, that sort of thing, or you just hire people to take care of it? Like
leaks on like my content getting leaked?
Yeah.
I have someone that I pay full time to take care of leaks. I mean, they do happen, but at the same time, I have like certain people that I've been able to take care of that I know that never leak my content.
Wait, I got a question. How do you take care of someone that leaks it? Like, can you push like legal action? Can you like sue them? Can you?
No, you can't really. It depends on where things get posted. But I have throughout the 2 years that I've been doing it, there has been content that has never been leaked. So there are certain people that I know that I absolutely can trust.
Right. Fair. Okay. Cool.
Is OnlyFans supportive if something like that happens, or
They just can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, and some things do get leaked, but they get taken away.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I don't have anything else. I just wanted to, get some insight into that.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to talk about?
That I haven't talked about yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
No, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
it's so
perfect.
nice. I feel so special to want to be interviewed and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
It's up there. I had a really good time, and you're a great
Same.
guest.
It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Whiskey, did you have fun? Yeah, you did.
I think he likes the heat from all the lights.
He does, and he also likes being wherever I
Yeah,
am.
he follows Dustin everywhere.
Well,
See,
thank you guys so much
your
for
cat.
watching. It's my cat, actually.
Yeah.
Thank
Sorry.
you guys so much for watching the Hatewatchers podcast. Hopefully, we'll be back in 2 weeks with Mitch Jones, and we'll see you guys then.